Namaste students, how are you all? I hope you all are studying regularly through the online classes as well as enjoying at your homes. So, in the previous few classes, we have started a lot of things about plants. We learned various important parts of plants in this chapter, getting to know plants, right? So, what were those parts? In the initial classes, we started the root system, then we started the shoot system. Yes, in shoot system we have already covered the stem part in detail, and we are doing the leaf part right now. So in the last class I told you various important parts of a leaf, right? I hope you all have gone through that video and understood this topic well. So yes, what we will do today, we will continue with functions of leaf, right students? So in the last class, we discussed photosynthesis, right? So it was the first function a leaf performs, and it is a very important function for a plant. What is it? Photosynthesis. We started that leaves are the food producer of a plant, right? What do we started? We started that leaves are the food producer of the plant, and they make food through this process called as photosynthesis. And I told you this also, that why only leaf can make food, roots, shoot, other stem part, flower, fruit, why can't they make food for the plant? Because there is a special pigment required for the food production. What was that pigment called? It is chlorophyll, right? So yes, chlorophyll is a green pigment. It is a green substance present in the leaf only. That's why leaf is the food producer of the plant. So yes, now we will move to our next function, which is very important. What is it? Exchange of gases. Now this function, students, it is also related to, it is again related to this photosynthesis. How? See, I told you in photosynthesis what happens? What happens? Carbon dioxide is consumed by the plant, right? Carbon dioxide, sunlight, chlorophyll, they all combine and they produce oxygen and water, right? So yes, carbon dioxide is getting converted into oxygen. So what do we get to know? That carbon dioxide is first of all entering the leaf. It is entering the leaf. This was a basic shape of the leaf. Now carbon dioxide is entering the leaf, right? Now how does it enter? How does it enter the leaf? It enters through the small openings. There are small openings on the surface of leaf which we can't see with our naked eyes, but yes, they are present. You can see it with a microscope. Okay, so what is it called? It is called stomata. Stomata is the tiny openings or small openings, you can say, present on the surface of leaf, right? These stomata are present on the leaf. It allows exchange of gas, like carbon dioxide enters, then oxygen leaves through this stomata, right? So what is the function? It is exchange of gases. That leaf allow exchange of gases, and what are those gases? That exchange carbon dioxide and oxygen. These enter and exit through the leaf, right? You are getting it? After that, there is third function. It is also related to this previous one, but there is a new term that we need to learn. It is transpiration. What is the term? Transpiration. So yes, now what is transpiration? See students, we excrete, right? We excrete our body part, the waste material of our body part is excreted through urine, right? But the same thing needs to happen in plants also. Like there is some excess water. If there is some excess water in the plant, it leaves the plant through leaf. Now how does it happen? It happens through again stomata. We have studied that these are tiny openings in the leaf. Stomata is there. Stomata allows loss of water through the plant. So this process, loss of water, the process of losing water, losing excess water through stomata, losing excess water through stomata, it is known as, yes, it is known as transpiration, right? So what do we learn? We learn that leaves allow loss of water through stomata. Now what is the benefit of this? Like, why transpiration is happening? It is happening because after transpiration, this transpiration helps the plant to keep cool, right? They remain cool due to this transpiration process which is happening through stomata present in the leaves, right? So yes, we are done with the functions. What are the three functions of a leaf? Number one is photosynthesis, right? Next is exchange of gases. What are those gases that exchange? Oxygen and carbon dioxide, and it exchanged through stomata. After that, the third one is transpiration. What is transpiration? Transpiration is losing water, loss of water through the stomata, which keeps the plant cool, right? So these are the three functions that we studied. Here the leaf part is completed. So we are studying shoot system, right? I told you there are four parts of the shoot system. First one was stem, second is leaf that we are doing. Yeah, leaf part is not completed yet. One important thing is left that we are doing, that we are studying in every topic. What is that topic? After functions, we also study some additional functions which is known as modification of leaf, right? So yes, modification of leaf. Now there are some specific functions that a leaf can perform in certain plants. What is it? Number one is protection. And second is, yes, these two are related very much. So I am taking these functions simultaneously. Prevent loss of water. Now try to understand what are these two functions. I am taking these two collectively. So listen carefully. Students, we have seen the cactus plant. Like those who are living in deserts, they have seen the cactus plant, but others like me, they have seen it in books, right? And in pictures, various pictures. So what is a cactus plant? We see that a cactus plant is like this, right? And it is having sharp spines or thorns we can have. And in Hindi we call it plantain. This all surface is covered with these spines. So when we see this plant, we don't feel much excited as it is not colored and it is having so much thorns over it. But this spines present on the leaves of cactus, these are very helpful to this plant. How? Why are they present? They are not present like for decoration and anything. There is a purpose of thorns present there. So when the grazing animals, okay, the camel and other grazing animals go near this plant, they can't eat it. Why? Because of this thorn. So what is this leaf? This is a modification of leaf. These thorns are modification of leaf, right? These are thorns, or we can call it as spines. So these are modification of leaves. What does they do? They protect the plant against animals. So what is the function? It is protection of plant, of cactus plant, specifically we can say, of cactus plant against grazing animals, right? Against animals. Now when the grazing animals reach here, they will not eat this plant. So after this, the second function, what is it? Prevention of loss of water. Again, we know cactus plant grow in deserts. So where in deserts we have very less amount of water. There is always shortage of water, right? So what if this plant will not get plenty of water. It will get only short amount of water. Now if this water is lost, we studied that water is lost through the plant through transpiration. Now if like a normal plant, the water is lost in the surroundings, what will happen? This plant will feel shortage of water. But these thorns present on the cactus plant don't allow the water to go out. So what is happening? It is preventing loss of water, right? So these thorns don't allow the water to go out so that the plant can survive even in shortage of water. So yes, what is the next modification function? It prevents loss of water. Okay. After that, third function. Third function is related to tendrils. We already studied in stem that in grapes the stem is modified in the spring-like shapes like this to form tendrils. These are tendrils. Now this happens with the leaves. Same. What is it? The only difference in some plants, leaves are modified in tendrils, and in others there are stems which are modified in tendrils. So what is the example where leaf is modified as tendrils? One example is sweet pea. Okay. There is a pea plant in which leaves are modified into tendrils, right? And then what does these tendrils do? Same, they help this plant to get support, right? To get support from a nearby plant or nearby tree or nearby wall. So after this, yes, what is the last modification that we are going to study? Again, this is same. It is storage of food. Now the example of it is onion. See students, in onion we have seen that there are underground stems, right? There are some underground. If you have seen the onion, you must have seen that sometimes there is a stem. There is this underground stem and there it is a bulb-like shape, right? So this bulb-like shape, the onion we eat, it is like this. It is having leaves over it. Like when we peel it, we see that there are many layers on the onion. So these bulb-like shape, what does this do? This stores all the food and it is a modification of leaf. This bulb is a leaf in onion that stores the excess amount of food in this onion and then we eat this onion, right? So yes, this modification of leaf is number one function is protection. Next is prevention of loss of water in cactus plant. Then there are modified leaves in sweet pea in the shape of tendrils. Tendrils are like spring-like shape. After that we had this storage of food function. We have already studied in roots, in stems. The new thing is that the example. Here the example of storage of food is onion. Yes. So after this, what are we going to study? Now we will move to the next part of our root system, and I think that's the most attractive part of the plant. What is it? It is a flower, right? So yes, we are done with the leaf. Now we will study flower, right? See students, now flower. Flower is a very attractive part of the plant. We see it in many colors. So the flowers, we studied that leaf is the food producer of plants. Similarly, flower is what? Flower is the reproductive part of the plant, right? So what is reproductive part? What is the meaning of this? It is the meaning of this that the new plants are formed because of the flower. We will see how later, but first of all we will study some important parts of the plant, right? Before that I will draw a just diagram of the flower. Now see, I am just drawing a rough diagram. See students, first of all there is a stalk. In the flower there is a stalk through which stem is attached. Next part, what is it? These leaves. You have seen that a flower is having leaf near to it, right? These leaf shaped are known as sepals, and these are green in color, right? Okay, so what do we started? We have started two parts. Number one is pedicel. It is the stalk through which flower is attached to the stem, right? After that, next one is sepal. It is the green leaf present at the end of the flower, right? So yes, after that, now this is important. The another three parts that we are going to study. Next is petals. I think there is no need to explain what petals are. We see that the color, there are colored leaves. You call it in Hindi as pankhudi, right? So this colored part of flower is known as petals, right? So what is petals? Petals is colored part of the plant. It can be yellow, it can be red like in roses, right? So it can be like in sunflower it is yellow, it can be white as well, like I showed you a flower in the first video where we did an activity with the white flower, right? So it can be white as well. So what is petal? Petal is a colored part of our flower. Now the next two parts, these are very important. First one is stamen and second is carpel. Now study carpel is also known as pistil. Now listen very carefully. See students, this stamen, what is it? Stamen is the main part of the plant, right? Stamen is the main part of the plant and it is having further two parts in it. One is anther and other one is filament, right? So what are these anther and filament? Here are these structures like this. Wait, I'll just rub it, and I'm just rubbing these petals, right? So that I can show you it more clearly. These structures in the flower, right? These are very small structures. I am just drawing it here white so that you can see it clearly. But in real flower, in natural flower, these are very small. So this is known as a filament and this is a anther. These two combine to form the male part of the flower. Now, what does this anther do? It produces a powdery substance. It produces a powder. This powder is known as pollen. Now just remember this. This is very important. I will take it later when we will study this female part, carpel. What is it? There is a filament, above it there is anther, and anther produces this powder substance which is known as pollen or pollen grains, you can say, right? So yes, after this, what are we going to study? This carpel. This is female part of the plant, female part of the flower, sorry. And what does it contain? It contains ovary, it contains stigma, and it contains style. We will just label these parts in the diagram as the detail is not in your class. We will study it in higher classes. For now, just mention this in the diagram. You will draw a labeled diagram, a well labeled diagram of a flower in your notebook as well. I will provide it in your notes, right? So yes, this part, this oval shaped part, this is known as ovary. This is the female part. Carpel is the female part of the plant, right? So yes, this is ovary, right? And the next is stigma. This is stigma. This upper part is stigma, and then this tube is known as style, tube shaped style, right? Now we will connect these two terms, stamen and pistil. See students, this is the male part, right? This is the female part, right? Now I told you that flower is the reproductive organ. Now what happens? This powder part, pollen grains, these Insects can also carry this, right? So yes. Now when pollen is transferred from anther to stigma, this is known as pollination. This is very important. What is pollination? When pollen grains are transferred from anther to stigma, or we can say when pollen grains are transferred from the male part to the female part for production of seeds, it is known as pollination. And how does pollination happen? It happens with the help of insects. It can happen with the help of wind as well, right? So this is done. After this, in ovary, now I am taking this ovary. This is just a few, one point is left. In ovary, there are ball-like structures. See, this ball-shaped structures, these are known as ovule. What is it called? I just rub it. We are studying parts of a flower. We studied sepals, petals, pedicel, and now we are studying the female and the male part. I am almost done with this. These ball-like structures are known as ovule. What is ovule? Ovule is the ball-like structure present in ovary, right? So we are done with the parts of the flower. Now we will study the functions of flower. There is one major function of a flower that I already told you. What is it? It is the reproductive part of the plant. Now how does this reproduction happen? How are new plants produced? How it happens? It happens through pollination. This powdery substance produced by anther transfers to stigma through pollination and new seeds are formed, right? So this is the function of flower. We have already discussed it. Now we will do the last part of our chapter. We are studying the shoot system. We have done stem, we have done leaf. Now we have done this flower in very much detail. Now the next part, fruit, is left. Now you all have seen fruits like apple, right, and watermelon. Now students, you must have seen that what happens, how a fruit is formed. See, I told you that there is an ovary. Ovary is the female, is a part of a female part of the plant, right? This ovary changes into fruit, right? After pollination happens, pollination is completed, there are seeds are formed, right? The pollen is transferred from anther to stigma. After that, ovary changes into fruit. So how does fruit come? It comes from the ovary and the ovule. What is ovule? Ovule was present inside the ovary. These ball-like structures, right? I told you these ovules are converted into seeds, right? So you must have, now this is the season of watermelon. You must have seen watermelon. Watermelon is red inside, right? And there are some black structures in it. These are the seeds of the plant. So what is it? Ovary is converted into fruit, and yes, ovule is converted into seeds. So students, I am just done with this chapter. So keep studying regularly and just go through the chapter in your book as well, right? Till then, namaste and take care.